My name is Adrienne Nieblas. They call me Gigi because my brother was 4 years older than I, and for whatever reason he called me Gigi, and I've grown up with the name of Gigi. I'm from the village of Patutum and Asativat. I can spell it for you. That's pretty good. My family relation is Zudat, Chigalia, and Kota. My mother was Rita Nieblas. My grandmother was Maria Crescencia Rios. And my mother was born down at the Condit House. My grandfather's name was Eugene Arce. He was Saboba Indian. And they lived down at the ranch, and they took care of the walnut grove fields. My mother, Rita Nieblas, was part of the Indian Council. She was a co-founder with the Capistrano Indian Council. And I remember we used to have meetings out at the Harrison House, which is out the Ortega. And I remember the different gatherings, the food, the camaraderie. I remember basket making. I actually taught a gourd class out there, and it was really good times. All the local Indians, and you know, there was other people too. Growing up in San Juan was pretty special. I mean, all the orange groves. We used to ride our horses in the orange groves. We used to get to go right down to the beach. We had our forts in the orange grove. You know, we used to have our orange fights. And then we even used to pick tomatoes and stuff and had these radical tomato fights and stuff. Growing up here in San Juan, what an amazing, I was a lucky girl, I was a blessed girl. And to have my mother was the best thing ever. My mother used to live in the Condit House with her parents, and my grandfather took care of the walnut fields. And when it rained and stuff, it was a 2-story building at the Condit House, and it's there still. It's called the Ecological Center. I'm not sure, I don't kind of remember. But my mother's job was to make sure when it would rain, because sometimes it poured, and we didn't have gutters or anything, there was just free flowing water, to see how high the water would get. Well, and I remembered when we used to live right here on Camino Capistrano, right across from El Capo High. I remember there was no whatever drainage, I guess you would call it, to where like they have now. And the little rivers, well, they didn't get little. When it would rain a lot, I remember like our whole grass area would be covered in water, and I remember the water shooting through, you know, and it used to get pretty radical and crazy with the water. We're trying to make a village to help kids or anyone that goes through the park, that we've been here and we are the original people that were here, our lifestyle, how we made it through the days, the creek that used to be there, fishing, plants, gathering to where we lived off the land, and that we're still here. Hopefully they'll put our name up there, and we'll carry on through that. Just like my mother, hopefully will carry on in the Condit House. It's a work in progress. I know we're trying to get the signage, the wording, the different plants we're going to have, and just where we're going to put things are basically done also. It's just a matter of getting them created so they are structurally compliant, sound, whatever you want to call it, for the public. The Nieblas name and the Rios name, we will carry on, whether we die, and then we get to leave our names, hopefully on the Northwest open space, and helping create that village and making it come alive. I do baskets. I do gording. I carve, and I can weave on them, and that's what I do. I've done a lot of basket weaving down at the Los Rios Adobe because I love sitting back there and just knowing my mom and Granny used to walk through there to go back and forth to school. I know my people walked around there and I can feel it. I feel the energy and I'm just comfortable there, just kicking back. Trees, it's just a real comfortable place for me to be. Oh, I have some awesome metates like this down here. I was just kind of looking at the different stones, and I've got, one was my grandmother, one was her mother, and one was her mother. So I've got 3 generations of metates and stuff, and it's pretty. Yeah, they use them to grind corn, to grind whatever needed to be ground up,
Our grandmothers still used them in their lifetime.
Yeah.